Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike. I'm back again. Another video, new setup, same me. Alright, I wanted to go over this baby. This is my SIG P320. Now, I already did a video on my 320 a while ago, probably about 8 months to maybe a year ago, something like that. And I wanted to do this video real quick because this is the updated version. So, a lot of you guys may remember SIG was exposed by who knows who, but they were exposed. Their 320 wasn't drop safe. If you dropped the 320 on the back of the slide, on the back plate, it would hit the ground and it would go off. So that's not safe, right? So what SIG did was, once it went out, the internet went crazy, social media went crazy. There were crazy memes. It was a scene, man. It was crazy, like the internet does. The internet goes crazy when stuff like that happens. So what SIG did was they got right on top of it. They identified that there was a problem. They isolated the problem, the issue, and came up with solutions. So one of the solutions that they came up with was a voluntary upgrade. Now, they did note numerous times that, hey, you know, the weight of the trigger played a part in the reason why it went off. So if you upgrade it to a aftermarket trigger, you wouldn't have that issue. So I didn't have that issue because one of the first things I did with this gun was to put night sights on it. So if you look at it, you see I have big dot XD big dot night sights on it. Oh yeah, by the way, this gun is clear and safe, and it doesn't really matter because you guys are where you are, I'm where I am, and it's just me and my dog's over there. But yeah, this gun has been cleared and it is safe. Disclaimer. Anyway, so I put an apex flat facing trigger on there. So you guys are probably looking at it right now and it's like, hey, I don't see a flat facing trigger on there. Yeah, because part of the voluntary upgrade is SIG goes and they put a new aftermarket, or I guess it's aftermarket now, but it's a new and improved stock SIG P320 trigger. So I'm gonna go through real quick what they did that was different, and I've shot it. I put probably about 200 to 300 rounds through it, and I love it. I loved it before. I love it even more now. And then I'll go through the process with you, because a lot of people I'm noticing are, you know, hesitant about sending their gun away because their gun won't be with them. See, me, I have numerous guns like many of you out there, so it doesn't really matter if the gun isn't in your possession right now, because like I carry a gun every day. So what I did was I sent my gun away to SIG, and then I carried another gun until it came back. I haven't even carried this yet since it's been back, which I probably should, because it's winter, it's very, very cold, and I'm wearing, you know, layers, and you know, it's more easily concealed. But anyway, let's get into it. So SIG notes that they brought several different changes to the new P320 with the upgrades. They said that the upgrades include enhanced and upgraded trigger and slide, which this is true, and I'll show you in a second. The updated trigger, as you can see right here, the new trigger features a thinner profile and reduced mass. That is true. If you look at it, and I'm sorry I don't have the stock trigger to compare with you guys, but if you guys have one, you can look at the trigger, or you can just go online and get a picture of it. But this trigger is actually a lot thinner, and it being a lot thinner, it does weigh less. Okay, so they did this in hopes to improve the trigger pull experience. Now, I'm telling you, this is a go. And I say that because I was at the range, and I can remember how it was when I was shooting it before. So I'm at the range, I go put the first mag in, and man, it was like I was shooting a totally different gun. Felt good in the hand, felt the same in the hand, of course, because nothing with the grip module changed, but it was amazing. The trigger pull experience was great. And you know, I can testify to that. So the updated slide. So the updated slide features a disconnect notch near the rear striker assembly. Okay, this is a mechanical improvement over the previous commercial series of the P320 pistols. Now, what that means is, everyone knows that SIG won the big contract for the U.S. Army, and they are giving these P320s to the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army is going to use that as their primary handgun. It's going to swipe out the Beretta. So, the thing about that is this. Those guns that they gave to the U.S. Army already have these mechanical upgrades. So they made those with these mechanical upgrades, and then they sold these ones to, you know, commercially to the, you know, the general public, and that was something special that was done for the U.S. Army. It just so happens that, now I don't know, and I'm not here to speculate. Hey, did SIG? I'm almost positive SIG didn't know that it had that drop test issue, because I'm pretty sure no firearms manufacturer wants to go ahead, and not one as big as SIG wants to go ahead and take on that liability of people, you know, hurting themselves or hurting other people with a defective firearm. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they didn't know about the drop safe issue, but all in all, those guns that they gave to the U.S. military, or that not gave but sold to the U.S. military, the U.S. Army in particular, are on point, and they already have these upgrades. And now you have these upgrades too. It's my understanding that the ones that they sold to the U.S. Army have additional upgrades besides these. And I will find out pretty soon, because I am Army veteran, and I'm a civilian now, but I do still work for the U.S. Army in a law enforcement capacity. So somewhere down the road, probably 10 years from now, we'll be getting those guns, and I'll do another review with you guys and let you guys know how that is. Alright, so SIG puts out a statement saying that these changes are expected to refine functionality for the pistol and improve both its ergonomics and performance. I will say ergonomics, not really. I mean, the grip module didn't change, so the gun still feels top heavy, and then depending on which grip module you have on with the diameter of the actual grip portion, you know, that's how it fits in your hand. Now, I want to show you something. As you see, gun's clear, like I said. So, I want to show you what SIG is talking about. So, they stated something about disconnect notch near the rear striker assembly. And that's it right there. That's the disconnect notch right there. Now, the crazy part about this is that here, when you look at the gun looks pretty much the same as it did, you know, before. But you got that disconnect notch right there. And I'm telling you, it feels so much different. Not in your hand, but when the gun cycles, it feels a lot different. One thing that I noticed a while ago was that with the stock SIG, when you would pull the trigger, you would get the metallic click, and then you would hit the reset, and then you could click it, and you could still get the metallic click every time. Well, as you can see, I'm doing the same thing with this. Not happening. That's the disconnect, which provided an additional safety feature for the gun, according to SIG. So that's my review. Oh, sorry. No, wait. I forgot. Gotta tell you guys what happened when I sent my gun in. So, in case you guys don't know, SIG put out on their site about this whole, you know, process. And basically what you do is you get on sigsawyer.com/support/P320 voluntary upgrade. What I'll do is I'll put that link in the description. When you get onto the site, it'll tell you the steps to take to upgrade your pistol. So what you'll do is you'll find your serial number, you'll plug in your serial number, you'll hit validate. Then I think once your serial number goes in, your SKU number is automatically generated. But I can't really remember, so don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure it automatically generates once you validate the serial number. Then you put in your home address, where you're gonna ship, where you want the gun shipped from, and then to. So what happens is SIG will reach out to you whenever your slot number comes up or whatever, and they'll say, hey, it's time to get your to mail your SIG to us, and they'll send you out a they'll send you an email, and then you print out the mailing sheet, and so you print that out, and the mailing label, you print that out, and then they tell you, hey, just ship us your gun as is, don't ship us anything extra, don't put anything extra in the box, no magazines, no nothing, because we can't guarantee that you get it back. So let me tell you what SIG did for me, and I'm going to show you guys what happened with me. And this is why I like SIG, because I actually thought, so I couldn't find the box that I got my gun in, so I mailed mine back in a Glock box. So they want you to mail it back in a box like the one that you got it in. So I didn't have one. I couldn't find my SIG one. I think I threw it out, and I usually don't throw my gun boxes out. But so I mailed it back in my Glock box. So I told you guys I had a flat facing trigger on there from Apex. So it's for the 320, but it's an Apex trigger. So I didn't buy it from SIG. I didn't have the SIG aftermarket flat facing trigger. It was an Apex trigger. So that trigger was still on the gun. Now, I could have taken that trigger off, put the stock trigger back on, because I still had it. But I just said, you know what? I'm just going to send this thing off so I can hurry up and get it back. So that's what I did. Well, SIG actually put that trigger in a bag and put it back. Alright guys, sorry about that. Had to take a phone call. So like I was saying, SIG wanted you to send your 320 back to them preferably in the box that it came in. So a box like this. This is the one I sent it back in. As you can see, it's a Glock box. I could not find my SIG box, so I sent it back in a Glock box, and I was a little apprehensive because I was like, man, they're gonna look at this and be like, this guy sent it back to us in a Glock box, and throw a checkmark box to the side. But the good guys at SIG did not do that at all. Actually, what SIG did do is I had my flat trigger from Apex on it. They actually retained the trigger, put it in a nice little baggie for me, and put it back in the box. So I'm gonna show you what they mailed back with my gun. So I dropped my gun off at I think it was FedEx location, and they sent it back via FedEx right to my house. So that was pretty cool. They put in there this nice SIG sticker, which I'm gonna put it on something. I just don't know what yet, but I'm gonna use it. I try to use all my stickers that I get from various places. They put in a fresh new book, a new SIG book. Actually, I haven't looked at this book, but I'm actually going to read it today. So let me put this to the side because I'm actually going to look through it. I looked through the original book that I had from SIG, but they put that in there. They also put this cool little SIG P320 patch. Patch. As you can see, it has the Velcro, or the I'm trying to think of what we used to call it in the Army. Hook and something. I can't remember. But anyway, because Velcro is actual name brand. So Hook and Loop. So this is called Hook and Loop because Velcro is the actual name brand. So, But anyway, it's one of the things that in the military that you learn. One of the weird things that you learn. But yeah, so I'm waiting to get some stuff to put this on. I actually like this patch. And then they also put this right here. I'm going to cover up the code, but this right here is a 25% off your next order from SigSawyer.com at the store. So that's pretty cool. I guess they did that for the inconvenience. Yeah, covered up that code there. It's one-time use, and I actually want to use it. It's good for a year. Actually good for 364 days now because it expires on December 31st of 2000 and 18, which would be at the end of this year now, since it's January 1st. And they also put this little piece of reading in there from the ATF Youth Handgun Safety Act notice. You know, you want to stay abreast with the federal laws, so that was actually pretty good too. So that concludes the video. Let me know if you guys liked the video, if you think it was informative. Let me know if anyone else actually sent their gun to SIG and how your experience was. Like I'm saying, mine was, you know, complete success. It took about 3 weeks for my gun to come back to me, which I thought was amazing. I think they said 6 to 8 weeks. I think that's what their estimate was, but it took about 3 weeks for mine to come back, so it was actually pretty good. I got an email from FedEx saying that I had a package that was going to be when the shipping label was created. I think I have an account with them, so I'm not saying that, hey, they're going to notify you via email when it's ready for your gun to come back. I think I have an account with them and UPS. I can't remember if I do. I made it years ago, but I would say if you're getting packages a lot like me, I get packages all the time on Amazon, to go ahead and create those accounts, so that way when the shipping label is made, you know, with your information on it, it sends you an email right away, so you know you have a package coming. But anyway, that's a topic for another discussion. All right, I'm Mike. I'm out of here. Thanks, guys.